excited today because I have a cool announcement of a new thing I'm going to be introducing this year in 2020. Savvy here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe because every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Central, I have new videos coming out about books, writing, and small business owner life. Recently, I've been thinking more and more about the idea of podcasting. If you guys have seen the polls that I've been putting up on Twitter and in my YouTube community tab, this probably will not be a surprise to you at all because I have been asking, where would you guys like to listen to a podcast? What podcast platforms do you use the most? Things like that. I am so excited to introduce a podcast I'm going to be starting in February of 2020 called Creative in Chicago. That is a working title right now. I considered a few other titles such as like the #Savvy Business Owner podcast, but I don't want the podcast to only focus on business, so I took that part kind of out of it. I want to do a podcast that focuses on artsy and creative ventures and also tying that into the professional world. So kind of that mix between creativity and business, taking that artsy side and that entrepreneurial side and smashing them together, taking the whole idea of, being a creative person and being maybe a scientific or logically minded person at the same time. So basically, I'm going to be doing a lot of interviews for this podcast. I want to talk to people not only in Chicago. I would like to talk to a lot of Chicago people so that I can do in-person interviews and we can sit down together and we can talk about it. But I'd also like to interview some of you guys, some of my friends on AuthorTube and BookTube, some video creators, some writers, some artists. So if you are interested in potentially being someone who would be interviewed or be a guest on the podcast in early 2020, please take a look in the description below. I have a Google form that you guys can fill out. I am going to be reaching out to people periodically to schedule new interviews. So we can do an interview over the phone or over Skype or Zoom or something like that if you're not in or near Chicago. But if you are in Chicago or near Chicago, especially, please fill out the form because I would love to do as many in-person interviews as possible. For this podcast, I'm looking for people who are like me, who like to write, who like to do art, who are part of any creative venture, people who have started up a business, whatever form that may take for you. So, if you're a photographer and you started up a photography business, if you do freelance graphic design or something like that, any type of creative venture that you have gone into and would have some valuable information to share with other people, I would love to have you as a guest on the podcast. So please fill out the form linked in the description below. Right now, here's my plan. I'm going to be putting it on this YouTube channel, so it is going to go up on YouTube. My goal right now is to do it on Saturdays because a lot of people on the poll said they would listen to a podcast on YouTube on Saturdays. So I'm going to put it up on this channel on Saturdays, and then my other plan is to put it on Spotify and SoundCloud. So I recently made a SoundCloud and a Spotify account. I don't know very much about how to use these programs yet, so I'm still learning. I feel like I'm the only millennial that has never used Spotify. Like, I've seen other people put playlists on it, like when I've been at other people's houses, but I have no idea how to use it. So I'm trying to learn Spotify right now. And so my goal is going to be to put it on Spotify and on SoundCloud. I know a lot of people listen to things on Apple products. Now, I have a Google phone and I have a desktop PC. So I don't really know about, so a lot of people said they like to listen to the iPhone app for podcasts, and I don't really know what that is. So cue my joke here about how I'm savvy but not tech savvy, but I'm trying to get better about it. I'm learning it. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on this podcast? What kind of things would you like to see discussed? Please let me know in the comments below. I am super excited to get started with this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see y'all again soon. In the meantime, don't forget to support small businesses. Happy writing!